Hi guys, today's video I've been really excited to film. I've had these things in my collection for I want to say a couple of weeks now, and I just haven't really gotten around to filming with it yet. So to be able to sit down today and show you the new things from Flower Nose, I'm really excited. So I'm not on Flower Nose PR list, so I didn't get everything into the collection. I did buy all of these items myself, so I don't have everything because I wanted to pick up the things that I thought that I would use in the future. So I'm going to show you the things that I ended up buying, and I'll show you some of the packaging as well because I wanted to just like keep it. I've taken it out, but this is how like they come, and their packaging is absolutely stunning. Like the attention to detail with everything is just amazing, and it's one of the reasons I love buying from this brand because like the whole experience of getting your items, unboxing them, and then using them, it's just so good. So it always makes me really excited. They also sent me a couple of extra things like freebies, and they tend to do that in the packages. So they ended up sending me a brush, which I do have a couple of brushes from them, but I don't think they're like my favorites. They're okay. They're a little flimsy, a little cheap feeling, but they're very cute. So I'm gonna use that today with one of the blushes that I have in my collection already. I did not pick up any of the blushes from the new collection because simply they were too light for me. That is one of the things that I feel like with Flower Nose is that their shade range is not always the best because they definitely cater to lighter skin tones. And so all of their blushes tend to be on the light side, and so I don't have a ton of blushes from them that I would recommend for someone that's like deeper than myself. So I thought I could use one from the Rococo collection because I really enjoy that one. I also ended up buying a backup of my liquid eyeliner. I'll show that later in the video. I do have it right here. I use it all the time. It's just a black liquid liner, and I also bought the brown one. So now I have a brown and a black. I'm not gonna be able to use the brown today because I don't feel like it's really gonna go with this palette, but I will use the black, which if you've been around, you've seen me use this a lot. I really enjoy it. It's like the smallest brush tip eyeliner that you'll ever find. Like this is the tiniest, most precise liquid eyeliner like on the market, and I'm pretty certain of that, and it's amazing. So if you've been looking for a liquid eyeliner, like a really small precise one, don't sleep on this because it's really good. If I do have a code with the brand, I'll have it on the screen. I don't think I do. I've gotten one PR package from them in the past, and it was like the first time I ever tried the brand, and then they haven't contacted me since, so I'm just spending my own money because I love their stuff. So I feel like the star of the show is going to be the palette. So I ended up getting the Black Swan palette because I felt like this was the color story that was the most interesting. They had one that was more of a neutrally leaning color story, one that was more kind of on the pinky side, but this one definitely spoke to me the most, and the packaging is just, oh, it's so pretty. This is one of the most beautiful palettes, looks-wise, that I have in my collection. It is so pretty. I also ended up buying one of the lip products, which I'm also super excited about. I have not tried this on yet, and I swatched it for the first time just to do like the swatch portion for this video like 5 minutes ago, and I think I'm gonna love this. Like this is so cute. I have mine in the shade 801. I don't think it has a name on it, but this is a very sheer kind of glossy formula, and it's something that I've been super into lately, and the color is so pretty as well. One thing that I ended up buying that I didn't think I would necessarily buy, I didn't even know they were coming out with this until I saw it on the website, and this is one of their kind of liquid glitter eyeshadows, and it's not something that I really ever use. I've always said that I don't like glitter, and for the most part I don't like glitter in palettes. I don't like pressed glitters. I feel like they are, for me, very scary to use. I'm worried about getting them in my eye. They're not eye safe. I struggle to remove them. Every time I've tried a glitter, I've always ended up with like a little glitter speck in my eye that just hurts, and I don't want to deal with it. So I thought maybe this one I could get and I could use it. My husband's literally choking on his lunch, but I'm thinking I could use it like just on the front portion of my lower lash line, or as more of like an accent somewhere else, maybe like a brow bone highlight. I don't know. This is a very kind of sheer, sparkly, toppery shade, so maybe it's something I could incorporate into my looks. We'll see. Let's see, is that it? I think that was all. They also sent me a little makeup bag, again, like gift with purchase. This is a really nice bag. Like, I'm definitely going to use this. Super cute. So happy to have that as well. And I'm excited to just get into this. So I think we're gonna start. I do want to just put on some blush. So we're just gonna start with this one. This one is, like I said, from the Rococo collection, which is an older collection, and this is the shade 5. It's one of my favorite blushes from them. I think the color is just absolutely stunning, and it's just a really pretty, as you can see, very light pink shade, and this one is definitely pigmented enough that it shows up on me. Like I said before, their shade range, not great. I would say if you're of my skin tone, go with the darkest blushes that they have because they're probably not going to show up very well on you otherwise, unless you're like a super subtle blush. For me, I like my brushes my brushes. How many times, I swear to God, I cannot get through a blush application without saying brush instead of blush. It's literally impossible. But you can see just how pretty this color is. Like, it just gives such a beautiful, kind of subtle, but still, you know, you can still see it kind of look. And I think it is so pretty. So I think what I want to do, I'm just gonna go over that a little bit with my powder brush just to make sure it's nice and blended. I think I want to try to use the shade in the palette as my highlighter, because this is an iridescent kind of red shade, and I love those kind of shades as highlighting shades. So I'm going to take a tiny fan brush. This one is from Lethal because it fits very nicely in here. And let's see, it definitely picks up on the brush, so we're going to try it on the face. I don't want to go too ham on this because I don't know how it's going to look. So it definitely looks a little more kind of purpley on the face. It's still very pretty. I would say I'm probably gonna like the shade a little bit more on the eyes than on the face. It's a little, I don't know how I would explain it. I feel like it's just not formulated to be a highlighting shade, which obviously it's not highlight. It's in an eyeshadow palette. Why would it be, right? But I do use a lot of these kind of shades as face highlighters, but I don't think that this is one that I'll be reaching for this purpose again. But I do think, like I said, on the eyes it's going to be really pretty and very sparkly. Let's go ahead and put it on the lip product as well. I'm just going to remove some of my lip balm. And I'm going to line my lips with my Natasha Denona My Perfect Nude Lip Liner. It is my favorite. Now let's see how this applies. I hope that I end up loving this because I think the color is so pretty, and I'm expecting this to definitely be more of like a sheer formula. It is very smooth, very creamy. Definitely not like 100% opaque, but it's got some color to it. And I feel like it has enough color to sort of cover up the lip liner to not make it look like the lip liner is very visible with the lipstick, and I like that. So it feels very, how does it feel? It feels kind of like a creamy satin lipstick. It doesn't feel like a gloss at all. It's not sticky in the slightest. It's very comfortable, and I think this is the lip product that I'm going to be reaching for a lot moving forward. Also, the packaging is so cute. It's a little large. Like, if you have a tiny purse, it might not fit that well in your bag, but if you have a bag that's not so small, it won't be a problem. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base, and we'll get into these eyeshadows. I'm really not sure what I want to do today because this color story is very kind of challenging, I guess you could say. I don't want to just like do the obvious and do the, you know, the gray and the black and the crease and then do like some of the shimmers on the lid. I really want to try to incorporate some of that red shade, but I also don't want to do like a fully red look either. So I'm gonna have to think about this for a little bit to figure out what it is that I want to do to try out as many of these as I can. Okay, bear with me on this. This might end up looking crazy, but we're gonna try it. I'm gonna take a teeny tiny pencil brush. This is my Rephr 23. I'm gonna use the red shade and do sort of a graphic shape like in my crease here, just like a line, and then we're gonna build a look around that and kind of just see where we end up. And when I swatched the shade, it was very pigmented. So I think this is gonna work very nicely. I'm gonna make sure that I look straight ahead when I do this so that it goes above the hood of my eye, and I'm just gonna kind of follow the shape of my crease in the front here. So the shape is gonna be a little bit like this. I'm gonna go in and intensify it as soon as I get it even on both sides. Okay, look, it's kind of even. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect over here. So next up, I think I want to do like sort of a wing shape on the outer corner with the black and the gray. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of kind of blending and building with these shades, but I just want to like try them. I just want to do something fun. So I'm going to start with the black, and this one, when I swatched it, it definitely swatched more like a dark gray. I'm going to take that on a kind of flat eyeliner brush, and I'm going to use that to just stamp where it is that I want my kind of wing shape to go. This is a trick that I like to use for my hooded eyes. This brush is great for that, so I'm just putting that line where it is that I want it. I'm going to connect it to my lid now that I have the shape down, and then I'm going to go ahead and connect it to the hood of my eye as well. That way when I look straight ahead, it's going to look like a wing. That's kind of just one of the things you have to do when you have hooded eyes. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the very outer portion of this with this black eyeshadow. I have to say, this is a really nice black eyeshadow. I'm majorly impressed by how I'm able to like get a good application with this, even just using like this liner brush. Like, it is super nice and pigmented, very, very dark, and I really like that. I'm gonna switch to a bit of a larger brush without it being like really big. I'm gonna take this one from Morphe. It's the E36, and I'm gonna go into the gray shade, and I'm basically just going to like put that next to it, if that makes sense, just to get a gradient. I'm not going to pull it in too much onto the lid. I am going to take it like halfway or so though, and just make sure that I have a bit of a blend. I'm doing this in a bit of a gradient as well, as you can see, because we are going to be layering the two shimmers on the front portion here. But I want the underneath of the shimmers to be pretty much blank, but just to make sure I get a good blend between these two as well. And I am going to go in with a little bit more of the black just to pull that over here a bit as well to get a better blend. And I'm making sure that this gray isn't really touching the red, because I do want this to be mostly a kind of graphic look, and I think this is turning out really cool so far. I'm excited to put these shimmers on my lid because they look so pretty when I swatch them. And I have some shimmers from Flower Nose and other palettes that I've just been so impressed by. I think their shimmer formula is beautiful when they get it right. Sometimes they are a little subtle, but I mean, that's probably what they wanted in the more subtle shades anyway. But they also have some shades that are just the most sparkly and beautiful and shiny and wet looking shades that I've ever used on my eyes. And I think that these are gonna be that. So I'm very excited. So I think this is good. I'm just gonna tap out any creases I have on my lid here. I'm wondering if I should put down some glitter primer. I mean, I usually would, but I kind of want this to be more of a sparkly, ethereal look, but I am going to take a little bit of my NYX glitter primer and just put that on the front portion of my lid where I don't have anything. So I'm going to start actually with the iridescent shade that I used as my face highlighter. I don't think these shades have any names on them. If they do, maybe it was on the packaging, but I don't think they do, which honestly, I kind of like that. And I'm gonna do that, like I said, in the front portion of my lid here. Oh, that looks so much better on the eyes, like I knew it would. So it's definitely a very subtle, not even subtle, it's like a lavender, I guess I would say, iridescent shade. Super pretty. I'm gonna layer it a little bit over that red as well, because I think that's gonna look cool. And then I'm leaving some space just in the middle here for the silver shade, because I want to try everything in this palette. Probably except for the white shade, because I don't really ever use white eyeshadows. That's just not really my thing. So this is definitely sheer, but it's got a lot of sparkle to it. And I think this would make for a beautiful brow bone highlight as well. So maybe I'll try that. Just a little bit right here. Yeah, if you don't have a sticky base down like I have with my glitter primer, it doesn't show up as strongly, which I kind of knew that just because I tried it on my face and it didn't show up that well. But if you want just like a subtle shimmer, this is really nice. I'm next gonna take the silver, which I think I'm gonna love this. And I'm just gonna pick that up on the same brush. This is just a flat brush, use whatever you have. I'm just gonna put that in the middle of my lid and just merge everything together. It's a little bit chunky upon first application, but I think once you're able to smooth it out, it's gonna look really nice. I maybe just picked up a little too much on my brush too, because I tend to dig into my shimmer shadows a little bit, because a lot of the shimmers I use on a daily basis are very like creamy, so sometimes you need to dig a bit to get a lot on your brush. That is so pretty. Like, this is exactly what I wanted. I love this look. I think that this is exactly what I had in my mind, which doesn't always happen. Sometimes I have an idea and then I try to execute it and it just doesn't quite come out the way that I thought it was or the way that I wanted it to be, but I feel like this is exactly what I wanted. That is so cool. Like, I am very much enjoying this. So I'm just gonna go back over this a little bit again with the gray shade, just to get that good gradient between the matte and the shimmer. And this is layering over the top again so nicely. Very, very, very impressed by this so far. Yeah, this is very cool. And then just for like that last touch, I'm gonna try some of this liquid glitter and see if I can pop some of that on my lower lash line. So it's a very sparse glitter. I'm not sure how much you're really gonna be able to see of this. And I wanna make sure I don't get it in my eye here. Oh, you can definitely see it. That is very pretty. Oh yeah, it's not at all as subtle as I thought it would be. Okay, I really like that. That is gorgeous. And this would probably layer really nicely over eyeshadows as well. And you'll definitely see this better in the close-ups, which I will include at the end. That is so pretty. Wow. Okay, I'm living for that. That is beautiful. I'm next gonna just, for a subtle liner before I put on some lashes, use the liquid liner so you can see it. This one I've had for, I wanna say 3 or 4 months maybe, and I've used it almost every day. So this is how it applies after such a long time of it being open. It's still very liquidy, very smooth, very dark, and I've also, you know, like put this on top of lash glue before and it's gotten a little gunky and it's still performing very well. I'm not doing like a wing or anything like that. I'm basically just lining my upper lash line, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and put on some lashes and we can finish up this look. So this is where I'm at, and I love this look. I like this look so much more than I thought I would when I first sat down to film. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come up with the look that I like, but I love this palette too. I think that everything performed so well. I know I didn't like blend and build a lot with the mattes, but I can tell even just from putting them on my eyes that these are the good quality mattes from Flower Nose. And I've had a couple of, well, really only one of their palettes, which was the chocolate one, that I did not like the mattes in. I felt like they were very kind of dry and chalky and powdery, and they wouldn't like stick properly and they went everywhere, and I never had that problem with any of their other palettes, but this seems like the good quality that I'm used to. The shimmers are stunning. The red shade is really pretty. It definitely leans a little bit more on the pink side, but also probably because I paired it together with a pink. So yeah, I'm very, very impressed. I think that the lip product as well, so beautiful. I'm so excited that I bought this. I can see myself reaching for this so much. Like, this is like a perfect everyday lip for me, and that's why I bought this color. I found for myself that I'm just over buying colors that are different because I know I'm not going to use them. It's like, that's a cool color, but like realistically, would I ever wear that out of the house? The answer is no. So I just stick to what I know I like, and I know I'm going to be using this a lot because it is beautiful. Let's see, was there anything else? The glitter, so pretty as well. I can't tell you anything about like wear time or removal, but I think it looks beautiful. Like, I'm not sure if you can really see the sparkle, but just trust me when I say in real life, you can really see like different colors in the glitters, and it applied very easily. And I think that this could easily be used as a topper to like eyeshadows or just as little accents. I think it is really, really fun. Not really something I can see myself using a ton, but for like, you know, here and there, for like a little topper moment like this, I can definitely see myself using it. So I think those are going to be my thoughts. Also, if you wanted to see the brown liquid liner swatched, I can show you the color of this one because I haven't actually swatched it myself yet. I just want to make sure that I don't press down on this too hard. But yeah, it's just a very, very dark brown. It's really, really pretty actually. It's a beautiful shade of brown, and it has the same teeny tiny applicator as the black one, and I know I'm going to be using this one a lot too because I really like the formula of these, and I'm happy I bought a backup of the black one because this is the kind of product that I feel like I need to have in my collection. I need to have a good liquid liner, and I'm happy to have found this one because I really like it. So those are going to be my thoughts. I love it all basically. And I think if you have not yet tried Flower Nose and this is a collection that speaks to you, even if it's not, keep an eye on their future collections because they have really nice products. And if you like nice packaging, these palettes are just so, they feel so luxurious, and for the price I feel like this is about as nice of a packaging as you're going to be able to get because this is truly like special. They feel special to me, and I can't see myself really decluttering any of my Flower Nose palettes, even if I don't like the one that I do have. I just like the packaging so much that I will use these for like display or just because I think they're pretty to look at. So that's gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see some more Flower Nose content, I do probably have a playlist. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.